Hi guys, Lance here from the Rocky Mountain Light channel, and I've got an Africa Twin here. I'm not riding it, not yet. I might. He's offered to let me take it for a spin, so I'll probably do take it for a spin here. But got my bike out here in this is Tommy's Honda Africa Twin. This is a 2017 model, and does not have the dual clutch transmission, as you can probably tell. And he got it used. I don't think he's had it. I think he's had a couple of years is all, maybe a year and a half, about as long as I've had my Beta, I believe. And we're doing some legitimate dual sporting. I rode from my house, and as you can probably hear, the wind is absolutely howling out here. You know, the trees are bouncing around nicely. So coming up the highway here, we're in Divide, Colorado, so coming up the highway, good portion of it 60 miles an hour. I didn't enjoy the wind a whole lot. That was rough. Just because, you know, these bikes don't have any wind protection, they don't weigh very much, so they get blown around. I think Tommy probably had a little bit easier time on the Africa Twin, but just stopped here at a gas station to top off the Beta, and we're gonna go hit some dirt and hopefully have a good time. I'll check in with you here in a second. So there's a couple of purposes to this ride video today, guys, and I hope you can hear me with all the wind noise. With the price of gasoline, fuel going up, whoa, that guy just about drove out in front of us. Why am I not surprised? What? Look? Why would I do that? But as you guys know, the price of gasoline, or petrol, depending on which country you're from, is insane right now. It's really bad here in the United States. I'm not going to wax political about it, but because of it, it's kind of got me thinking. And I also have been watching some videos lately about BDR routes and adventure bike riding, and I've been trying to figure out how or if I can do some of that kind of stuff. So then the question becomes, okay, so do I buy an adventure bike? Or do I do something with this Beta and use the Beta? So from what I can understand, BDR routes have some pavement sections. Most of it's going to not be pavement, but there's going to be some connecting areas where you do need to get out on some roads. It might be a lot like this. Well, the Beta, of course, is road legal, so it's more than capable of, you know, doing the pavement. Obviously, we know it can do this stuff. There's a thought process that I'm having. Buying an adventure bike is not really in the cards right now from a financial perspective, because I would prefer to keep the Beta. Now, I do want two bikes. For those of you that watch very many of my videos, you know that I have been kind of researching and figuring out what the next bike's going to be, because I wanted both. I wanted a bike that I could take out and do trail riding with, like the Beta, and then I also wanted an adventure style bike, but it was going to be a lot more road oriented, so that I could put the wife on the back and, you know, go down some smooth gravel roads, kind of like what this is, for a Saturday afternoon sightseeing ride. You know what I mean? But mostly pavement. So right now, with the price of gas and everything else in this country costing more, it's not just gas, it is everything is costing more and more. The only way I really could get on another bike is if I trade this in or sell it. You know what I mean? The money that is currently going to monthly payment for this bike would have to go towards something else. Well, if I'm going to get a bigger adventure bike, Africa Twin, BMW GS, Triumph Tiger 900 Rally Pro, which I really like, and I'm certainly considering. The only real two options I have right now is going to be sell the Beta, but I kind of want to keep the Beta, so I'm a little torn about the whole concept of selling it right now. So the other thing that I've been thinking about I could maybe do is make some modifications to the Beta and get it set up for like a light ADV thing. But what I would have to do is I would have to get a bigger fuel tank on this thing. I've got the stock tank on it right now, and the stock tank is 2.4 gallons. And I've talked about that in my 1-year review video, that I thought they should bring these out with 3-gallon tanks. But if I'm gonna do BDR stuff, long days in the saddle, in between towns, I'm gonna need a bigger fuel tank. And it's probably gonna have to be 4. So I could do that. I could put a bigger gas tank on it. That's gonna be probably $400 to buy that. Last time I priced them. And then depending on if I can talk Ferret Face and Meeker Extreme into taking pity on me and installing it for me. Otherwise, I'd take it to the dealership, have to have them put it on, and that'd probably cost me another $400. But I mean, that's still a lot cheaper than buying another bike. And then I could buy some saddle bags, some soft bags I could put over them. I've already pretty much figured out which ones I would get. They're not that expensive. They're like $140. They wouldn't be huge, but they would haul some stuff that would be helpful to me. So that would work. So really, worst case scenario, $950, $1,000. And I've got this bike set up to do some pretty decent BDR stuff. And it would be a light ADV set. Now, for those of you who have watched some of my videos, particularly from the beginning when I first got this, my first impressions video, I believe I talked about this, where I said, you know, I wouldn't recommend strapping bags to this and making, you know, like an adventure bike out of it. And as I recall, I said in that video, the bike's capable of doing it. I just don't think it's playing to its strengths. And I still agree with that. I still don't think it's playing to its strengths. This bike is better left stripped down and light, nimble, trails. But having said that, that doesn't mean it's not capable. I could put that other front sprocket on it and get the gearing a little taller than it is now, and it would munch highway miles, or, you know, county road miles, those 55-mile-an-hour roads that connect the pavement. It would do that just fine. It wouldn't even bat an eye at that. My only other alternative is to wait and see how the economy goes, how my finances go. My wife's job changed. She's taken about a $9 to $10 an hour pay cut. I think it's like $9.50 an hour less that she's making now. So when you combine our reduced income with increased cost of goods, all goods, not just fuel, then, you know, we're just not as financially comfortable as we were before. When I got this bike, we were feeling pretty fat and happy financially. We were making good money. The two of us put together. We didn't have much in the way of bills. It was, you know, crazy. But now the income has gone down. We did pick up some bills, as in this bike, one of the big ones. So it's a little bit of a different situation for us, financially speaking. Because here's another thought I've been having about this, guys. If I sell the Beta or trade it, and I get a bigger bike, something that the wife and I can ride together, like an Africa Twin or the Triumph, or whatever I decide on, I don't see me doing much BDR stuff on it. I just don't. The reason for that is I have a healthy, I don't know, I almost said respect, but I have a healthy understanding of my skill set. It's not amazing. And this kind of riding to me is intimidating to do it on a big heavy bike. Tommy rides through this stuff, no big deal. And I'm sure I could do it to a certain extent. But I'm going to feel more comfortable if I'm lighter. Get a couple of saddlebags on this thing so that I don't have quite as much weight on my backpack. And I could do some day trips on this. The biggest problem I have with it right now for doing that sort of thing is it needs more range. It needs a bigger fuel tank so that I can ride it further before having to fill it up. But I don't really relish the idea of taking an adventure bike and doing a lot of off-roading with it. People do it all the time. It's not that it's not capable, as Tommy's proving here. But I don't see me being very good at it. I think I would be extremely nervous about dropping it. I don't like dropping this one either, but this one's been dropped a handful of times. It's already got the cracked plastic. It's already got the scuffs on the hand guards. So if I sell the Beta, the riding is going to change a lot. There's not going to be a whole lot of this stuff on it. It's going to be mostly pavement with some mild, easy, non-intimidating gravel roads. So I don't know. I'm open to some feedback, guys. Got a lookout point here. Figure this must be something worth looking at.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Sometimes I start looking at places like Montana and think, oh, I want to live there. It's pretty. Then I come out to places like this and I'm like, why would I move to Montana when I got this right here? Well, these are the eastern edge of the Rocky Mountains here. Because down there in the flat spot, probably hard to tell on this camera, but that's Colorado Springs and all the surrounding subdivisions and houses that are sprawling everywhere. This city has about 600,000 people in it roughly, but it is the biggest as far as space spread out everywhere 600,000 person city I've ever seen. This is just sprawling. It takes you an hour to drive from one end of town to the other. It's crazy. Oh, this is so pretty.
So what do you guys think? What would you do if you were in my situation? Sell the Beta, get a different bike? Outfit the Beta like a light adventure bike? Or just wait 2 or 3 years and see if you could buy a second bike later on? I would like your thoughts down in the comments below. And as always, thank you for coming along, guys. I appreciate it. And I will catch you next time.